In an age where we're spending more time online or working from home, making calls and sending emails is becoming the norm. And while this works for many, others are finding it hard to adapt because of fear of making phone calls. This phenomenon is known as telephobia and is something that's affecting more and more young people. But to tackle the problem, Nottingham College is now running classroom-based sessions enabling students to practice role-play questions for phone call scenarios. The aim is to encourage people to feel more confident picking up and making calls, with activities including calling up shops to ask if they've got items in stock. Chloe Feeks, who's a student at the college, can't stand phone calls and says they give her an overwhelming amount of anxiety.
I am terrified of phone calls. I try to avoid them as much as possible. If I need to make appointments, I always try and make someone else do it for me. It's a pain for me. I think it's because I don't know what they're going to say or how the phone call will go, or if they'll ask for so much information. I only really call my parents, or on the rare occasion if I know that I have to have a very important phone call, I will answer, but I will be very nervous.
This generation of pupils are more familiar with simply texting and Snapchatting friends rather than physically calling them to have a conversation. But this is filtering through to everyday life with others they interact with. Game design and development student Lewis Bakewell says he'd much rather never having to call again, but these lessons have been eye-opening.
I always will notice my phone buzzing and then I'll be like, oh, who is it? If it's like a number I don't know, typically I'll just leave it to ring out, but when it's like somebody I do know, I'll still have to answer it because you kind of feel that obligation to. I think it's kind of opened my eyes to the fact that it's something that I do need to think about more and kind of get more used to.
Liz Baxter, the college's career advisor, says young people simply don't have the confidence to use the phone in a formal manner. However, it's the main form of contact for recruitment companies, who they'll need to contact when they enter the world of employment.
The purpose of this session is to be fun, interactive, and it's really low pressure. So the idea is for them to practice common scenarios where they will need to make telephone calls.
There's hope that down the line, more future calls will be answered by the city's younger residents. Jordan Guerrero for Nots TV.